Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's pick a card reading, we are asking Spirit, what is it about you that other people find attractive? So for today's reading we have 4 groups for you guys to choose from. Group number 1 here with the Wolf Spirit, group number 2 with the Unicorn Spirit, number 3 with the Dolphin Spirit, and lastly group number 4 with the Cosmic Egg. So if you want to, you can pause the video here and just take a minute to meditate on which group you feel most drawn to. And then for today's reading we are doing a few oracle cards to get a general view of your energy, and then we'll jump into tarot to get more information about what it is about you that other people find attractive. Okay, so once again, when you have chosen a pile you can go to the description box down below for the timestamps, and then let's see what other people find attractive about you. Hi everyone in group number 1, so you guys chose the Wolf Spirit, and today we are asking Spirit, what is it about you that other people find attractive? So to start, I'm going to be using this along with 2 other oracle cards just to get an overview of your general energy. So with the Wolf Spirit, this is Earth energy, so that would be Virgo, Capricorn or Taurus. Now this doesn't have to be your sign, but it could be significant placements in your chart. And immediately with this I get the idea that you are a very reliable and stable person. I even get the sense that you can be quite protective. Wolves often run in packs, but they really like to look after each other, and they have certain patterns of how they move across land. There's certain groups that lead at the front, and there's certain that stay at the back, so to ensure everybody's safety in the pack. So I definitely get the idea that you're a very protective person, especially over your inner circle and maybe even your family. And I also get the idea of maybe like almost like a mother, wolves protecting their cubs or something like that. And even though this is Earth, I do get a lot of fire energy with this card as well, so Aries, Leo or Sagittarius. So I think Earth and fire could be very strong in your birth chart. Now I also get the idea that people really see you as almost like a bit royal even. Okay, so 2 other cards that you guys got was the hero/heroine archetype, and you also got the oracle card that says embracing. So what's interesting to me here is that we once again have a lot of orange here, so I definitely get the idea that you are quite a fiery person. And I just want to read for you guys here. With the hero/heroine, the light attribute says passion for a journey of personal empowerment, and the shadow attribute is escapism and a false sense of heroism. So I definitely get the idea that people see you as someone that is victorious. They find it really attractive about you, the way that you can power through certain situations in your life. And it's almost like nothing can stand in your way. These people are like climbing this mountain. So I think people really like the way that you aren't afraid to fight certain battles in your life. It's almost like you embrace the difficulties in life and you really don't let that get you down. And I also think of the wolf as quite tenacious, so really not backing down when difficult things come your way, and especially if people try to attack like your group. I think you really stand in your power, and that's also where this hero archetype comes out, and you are willing to fight for other people. Now with this embracing card, I do get the sense that people feel quite safe when they are in your presence, and it's almost like you have this embracing energy around you. So once again, the idea of being a protective figure, I think people find you very calming, and I think you have quite a soft side beneath the protective barrier. and people can sense that and they find that very attractive. I really get the image of like a a mother figure, so that's interesting. And I do think you're also quite like open-minded in terms of how you accept different people from different walks of life. So I think it isn't just like one type of person that feels calm in your presence. It's a lot of different people. So I think you are someone that is not too set in their ways. Like you have certain boundaries and things, but you still have like open arms for people from different cultures or different religions or anything like that. So you're not like closed off. You protect your people, but you're also willing to stand up for other people. So I almost get the idea of like standing up for misfits in society. So it could be that you were a bit of an outcast or a black sheep, and now you want to almost use the lessons that you learned through that experience to protect others that are in this position that you were in. Now, for the tarot, I used 4 different decks and I got 4 cards from each tarot deck to give us more information about what people find attractive about you. So to start, I'm going to be using the Tarot of Mystical Moments, and the 4 cards that you got from this deck was the King of Wands, and this is the female King of Wands in this deck. You got the Tower, you got the 3 of Wands, and you got the Chariot. Okay. So immediately more fire energy here. So you could be quite creative as well. But I really get the sense of being like a trailblazer with this. It could almost be like you ignite a spark of passion in other people. Maybe you are very, as I said, tenacious. Like you go after what you want in life and you're willing to fight for that. And I think people find this very attractive about you, and they find it very inspiring as well. And I think you aren't scared to like embrace tower moments. You know, this girl is almost like embracing this tower that is being destroyed here, and there's like this whole crack in the middle. So I think you aren't scared of things falling apart in your life, because it's almost like you're used to that and you know that you can build yourself back up again. So I really get the sense that you're very ambitious and quite good at handling like difficult situations in your life. I get quite a lot of Scorpio energy as well, so maybe that relates to your situation. But with the Chariot we do have Cancer, and I definitely get the idea that you are very, very protective over people that are close to you. So I get a very loyal energy here. And once again, linking with this earth energy, we do have this snail here in the Chariot. So it's like you are constantly in movement. Even if things bring you down, you never stop. You may take some period to rest and to recuperate, but you won't back down, you know. You're the type of person that falls 3 times but gets up 4 times or whatever. It's almost like slow and steady wins the race. I almost get a bit of a stubborn energy, and I think people really admire that, the way you don't give up on your dreams, and you really don't let anything get you down. I think people are almost like amazed at how many difficulties you could have survived and how you are able to climb every mountain that is in your path. And with the 3 of Wands here, it could be that you have like very nice hair, but in this deck the hair also talks about like the power almost that this girl has. So people definitely see you as very powerful. That's something they find very attractive about you. And the 3 of Wands, it talks about like exploration. So once again, that idea of you going on this journey in life and not being afraid, and really almost like making your own destiny. That fiery energy coming through here. And I just heard like make your own path and follow the road less traveled. So you're definitely not afraid to almost write your own story. And it could be that you have very nice hair as well, but that's just like a side note. But I definitely get the sense that the main thing that people admire about you and find attractive about you is your passion for life almost. Even if there are adversaries, you know. And I really get the idea of like someone building their life up from the ground. So it could be that you are like a rags to riches story or something like that. Because I definitely get the sense that you had a lot of troubles that you had to go through, and this taught you quite a few important lessons. And as I mentioned, that's why you also want to protect others that are going through difficult periods, and you want to embrace them. And I almost feel like you're like this girl on the lookout. So on the lookout for people that are similar to you, so that you can almost be like a guide to them, like this hero or heroine. It's quite interesting. Now to jump into the Rider-Waite tarot deck. Here you got the card, the Ten of Cups. You got the Ten of Swords. You got the Seven of Wands. I'm just going to move these a bit. And you got the Sun card. So this is Leo energy, more fire energy here. Let's see here. Okay. So with the Ten of Cups, immediately I also get the sense of family. So this is really coming through quite strongly, that you're very loyal to those close to you. And with this Ten of Swords, you have a way of closing off difficult cycles in your life. So you might have been stabbed in the back by quite a few people, but you really didn't back down, and it was like you had to fight for everything that you had in your life, and people really admire you for that. It's like you created your own happiness. It's interesting that we have the Ten of Cups and the Sun here beside the Ten of Swords and the Seven of Wands. So it's really like you were fighting a lot of different people in your life, and really having to remove a lot of negative people for you to experience this happiness and this Ten of Cups. And I really get the idea of like a self-made person. So I think people really wonder how you have managed to go through all of these difficulties and still come out as someone that has emotional fulfillment and that is happy. So I think you really had to work on your mindset, and people really want to learn your ways of how you were able to improve your life in such a significant way. And I really think of the story of the hare and the turtle. You know, the rabbit. You know, the rabbit was like overconfident that he was going to win, but the turtle just kept moving on like this chariot. As I said, slow and steady wins the race. So you really embraced all these difficulties, and you were willing to learn the lessons, and you didn't just like blame everyone around you. And by doing that, you're able to close off the cycle. It could have even been a karmic cycle, like a lesson that you had to learn in your life, and you were very willing to face your battles. And from learning those lessons, you can now experience this Ten of Cups and the Sun energy. Now, the Sun also gives me a bit of a family energy. We have like this child on here, so it could be that people see you as like a good parent. That could be another attractive quality about you, or just, as I said, someone that is protective, or like this motherly energy. So if you are not currently in a relationship, I think a lot of people see you as like husband or wife or partner material, or someone that they would like to have a future with. And also because of the fact that you're someone that would be willing to fight with them if there are difficulties in your relationship, because this protective energy isn't just pertaining to your own life, it's also pertaining to the people in your circle. So I think people see you as someone that would be very willing to give support, and someone that would be willing to give advice and stand by them for better and especially for worse. So that is coming through quite strongly. So you also got 4 cards from the Britt's Third Eye Tarot. So you got the Ace of Swords, you got the Devil, you got the Empress, and the Queen of Wands. So that's quite interesting. I do get quite a feminine energy here. You don't have to be feminine. It's just what's coming through for me. But very like wild woman archetype. I don't know if you guys know that. You can Google that if you want. There's a book about that as well. Women Who Run with the Wolves by can't remember the writer's name now. It's Estes or Spincula, something like that. You can go check that out on Google. It's a very interesting book. It's about Jung's psychology. I have the book, but I don't know where it is. Otherwise I will show it to you. Anyway, so with the Ace of Swords, this really talks about clarity. So I think another thing people find attractive about you is like the way you can cut through BS and really come to the truth. So since you have went through a lot of difficult experiences in your life, you really just get straight to the point. You aren't willing to waste time, and I think you are very insightful as well, and you have a lot of advice for people that they can really use in their life. Now with the Devil, this is Capricorn energy, so we have some more earth energy here. What's interesting to me in this card, this girl is looking in the mirror. So I think you are very self-aware and you are willing to work on your faults, and people really find that attractive about you. You aren't just, like I mentioned, willing to blame other people in your life. You really take responsibility for everything and you create your own happiness. And with this Empress card, this is giving me family energy again, especially since she's like heavily pregnant here. So I definitely get the idea that people see you as someone that they could start a family with. And you know, the Empress is also quite attractive in this card. So you definitely are physically attractive to a lot of people as well. And you know, the Empress also talks about abundance. So I think either people find the abundance that you have in your life attractive, or they find you to be someone that is capable of building a lot of abundance in their life, and that they really admire about you, especially with this Queen of Wands as well. So the Queen of Wands is a very feisty and creative energy, so I think they see you as someone with a lot of great ideas that you can put into action to create this future for yourself that is filled with wealth and stuff like that. And once again, we have like both of these have like long hair, so that could be something very attractive about you, your hair, with this Three of Wands as well. That's just like a little extra tidbit, but we have quite a lot of women, so definitely that feminine energy, but it's not like a demure energy. It's more like yeah, very very feisty and fiery. So lastly, from the Everyday Tarot, you got the Sun card again, you got the Page of Swords, you got the Fool, and you got the Hierophant. So with the Fool and the Hierophant, I think people really admire the fact that you have a good balance between originality with the Aquarius energy of the Fool, and then more traditional energy that is represented by the Hierophant. So you know when to conform to certain rules in society. You dress a bit more modestly, or you are just very aware of how to act in certain situations. But with the Fool, you also know when to really be yourself and when to step into your own power. Maybe with this Queen of Wands, when to show your creativity in a way that is unique to you. And with the Page of Swords, this talks about messengers. So once again, with this Ace of Swords, your communication is also quite unique and you really have a way with words. And as I mentioned, I think this is due to the fact that you have been through a lot of difficulties. So I think you have a lot of wisdom to share with others. And now with the Sun card coming through again, you definitely shine quite a bright light. And I think linking with this King of Wands that we had here in the beginning, it's like you are a light in the dark for a lot of people and you guide the way forward. I also get the image of the Hermit. You know, he stands with that light, and the Hermit is also like a very wise person, someone that has done a lot of introspection. So I think the main thing that's coming through for me here that people find attractive about you is the fact that you went through a lot of difficulties and you gathered a lot of insights from moving through these difficulties, and now you are there to share it with other people, and you have really built yourself up to someone that is strong and ambitious and protective and someone that is safe for others to be around. So I think that's a very nice energy for you guys to have, and I can see why people find you so attractive. So group number 1, that is what I see for you guys. That is what others find attractive about you. I really hope it resonated. If it did, you can let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to support me and my channel, you can give this video a like and subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Hello and welcome everyone in group number 2. So you guys chose the card Unicorn, and today we are asking Spirit, what is it about you that other people find attractive? Okay, so to start with, this is one of the spiritual cards in this deck. So immediately I think you guys are quite unique. You know, the unicorn is a mythical creature, so I think people find you very intriguing. They find that you have like a mystical quality to you. It's almost like ethereal, a bit of an otherworldly essence. So it could be that you are quite creative as well. Maybe you have a very vivid imagination, or you work in some type of career where you use your creative powers. It could even be that you have a way of like visualizing your future and then effortlessly manifesting it. But let's first see all of your cards together. So, oh, and also I think you immediately draw attention to yourself, whether you realize that or not. I get like 12 house placements in your birth chart, maybe. So it could be that you are quite unaware of the effect that you have on people, but there's definitely something about you that draws attention. Okay, so I have 2 other oracle cards to describe your general energy before we move into tarot to get more detail. So to start with, you have the card Rescuer from the Archetype cards, and with the light attributes it says, provide strength and support to others in crisis. Act out of love with no expectation of reward. And the shadow attributes are, assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. Okay. And then the other oracle card that you got was the card Love. So this is very nice energy. I think you guys are quite loved by people in general. Now, with this rescuer archetype, I definitely get the idea that you really want to help people in your environment, and people find this very attractive about you. I think you have a very open heart chakra, and you really give love to a lot of people, and I don't think you are scared of showing your love towards those you appreciate. Now, with the rescuer archetype, this could talk about like really helping people out when they are in difficult situations, but I just get the idea that in general your energy is very nurturing, so people find a lot of feelings of calmness and peace when they are in your presence. And you know, this girl is also like holding this big heart here, so it's almost like this is the anchor actually. It's almost like your love anchors people. It's like you provide a type of stability for them through the way that you love. And this love oracle card talks about like the wild rose, so it's an unbridled love almost. It's not something that is conditional. It's very very free, and I think you really don't have any bounds in terms of your love, and that's also what gives you this almost mythical quality. It's like people have never experienced that type of energy in their life, and that's why it's almost like otherworldly. It's not a normal way to love in on earth, really. So that's very interesting. It's almost like angel energy for me, so maybe people see you as some type of angelic figure. It's quite interesting. And also, like, I think of blossoming. It's like your love makes people blossom as well, and I think that they find that very attractive about you. It's like they can really open themselves up in your presence. I think you have a very welcoming energy to people. Now, with the rescuer archetype, it could be that sometimes you overextend yourself, you know, really being there for other people all the time and not always taking care of yourself, so maybe a bit of a people pleaser. Now, obviously, people could see this as attractive because they feel like they can always depend on you to be there for them. But if you know that you overextend yourself, that's just a little side note to make sure you always give enough love to yourself as well. Alright, so that is just like your general energy. It's very nice energy. Now, I prepared tarot cards from 4 different decks, and I pre-shuffled these. So to start off, we have from the Tarot of Mystical Moments. You guys got the 8 of Pentacles. You got the 3 of Pentacles. You got the High Priestess. And you got the Emperor, and this is the female Emperor in this deck. So it's quite interesting. Alright. So I want to start with the High Priestess, actually. So I definitely get the idea that you have a very heightened intuition. You could be like a water moon or water rising, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And it could be that, you know, this woman is almost like behind this curtain. It's like you're an observer. I think people find you to be very discerning and very aware of like the undercurrents in conversations and like reading between the lines, something like that. And it's almost, I almost get like mind reader. So it could be that you're a bit psychic and you have a way of just knowing things. And I think people find it's like alluring energy for me. They could be a bit intimidated by that. Maybe they feel a bit exposed, but they really enjoy that you have a way of seeing into their soul almost. So I also get the idea of being like a bit behind the scenes. So maybe, as I said, you don't actually realize how much attention you draw to yourself, because you don't actually like to showcase yourself, but unknowingly you still attract a lot of eyes, and I think a lot of people are very aware of the moves that you make in society. Now, with this Emperor, this is Aries energy, and as I mentioned, this is the female Emperor. So I think you have a very balanced feminine and masculine aspects. And what's interesting to me is in this card, this woman is almost like a puppeteer. So I think you have a way of swaying people. You could be very charming without even knowing it. And people really are there to do your bidding if you would wish them to. I really get the idea that you're quite alluring, but I don't think this is so obvious to you. Now, with this Emperor, this is number 4, and this talks about stability as well. So I definitely see that people admire the way that you are grounded. So it could be that you are very spiritual, and you have like a meditation practice or something like that that helps to keep you grounded, because I think with this very strong intuition, it could be that sometimes you're a bit up in the air and your thoughts are all over the place, but you have found a way to bring yourself back down to earth and still do everything that you have to do in your normal everyday life, while still having like a deep spiritual connection. Now, in this card, the long braids of this woman also represents like power. So I think you have more like a subtle power. You have a way of influencing people through conversation or just the way that you live your life. So I think a lot of people like to follow in your footsteps. And I think what people find attractive about you is that you have a way of being a guide or a leader without actually having to act out leadership qualities. It's just like something that's inherent to you. Especially in the workplace, if I look at this 3 of Pentacles and 8 of Pentacles, or school even, just like your people that have partnerships with you, you know, the 3 of Pentacles really talks about partnerships. So it can even be like extended family or something like that, or your larger friend group. And it's really about cooperation. So I think this love, you also extend it to your general life, like how you work together with people. So you are very willing to not compromise necessarily, but take in everyone's opinions and work with them to create a stable life. And with the 8 of Pentacles, it talks about mastery. So I think people see you as someone that is willing to put in effort, and it could be that you have a lot of talents as well that you are very good at. Maybe you are like a pianist and you can draw and you can sing and you can do mathematics very well. You could play chess or whatever. So just quite a lot of things, because we have a lot of butterflies on here, and you know, this girl is very focused on painting this butterfly. So I think people may see you as someone that really goes after the goals, and that is maybe a bit of a perfectionist as well. That could be resonating with some of you guys. But I also get with this specific 8 of Pentacles the idea of creativity. And I do think you bring a lot of color to people's lives. It's almost like you paint their lives. It's very interesting. And we have all of these butterflies here as well, so it's about transformation. So definitely having a way of transforming people through your relationship with them, and especially through the way that you give love. I think you might be very open in terms of expressing admiration for other people. So it could be that you come across as very humble, even though you have a lot of talents. And I think people really appreciate that about you. And they're almost like amazed by the fact that you are such a loving person, yet you have all of these wonderful abilities. So now the next tarot deck is the normal Rider-Waite. So with that, you got the Death card, you got the 2 of Cups, you got the Tower, and you got the 8 of Cups. So this is interesting. Okay, so we have Scorpio energy here with the Death card. Okay, so first off, with the 2 of Cups, this talks about like soulmates. Now it could be romantic relationships, but it could also just be talking about friendships. And now next to the Death card, as I mentioned, I feel like you have a way of transforming people through relationships with them. So there could be a lot of people that want to be in a relationship with you, whether this is romantic or just in general like a friendship. And I think they can see that you have a way of influencing people, and they want to experience this energy and really evolve in your presence. Now, with the Tower and the Eight of Cups, I do think that sometimes you have to walk away from certain people in your life because you have to protect your energy. And I think people admire this about you. You know when someone is being disruptive and destructive in your life, and then you choose to go on your own path. Now, I also think this could talk about people seeing you as someone that helps others move out of tower moments. So this could link in with this rescuer energy where you help people move through difficult periods in their life. Now, this could even talk about having to turn away some romantic interests in your life. So since you have such a loving energy, it could be that you attract quite a lot of suitors, and sometimes you have to turn them down a bit. So that is just one thing that's coming through as well. But I don't think you do it in like a very harsh way. You are obviously a very loving person, but it is a bit of a heartbreaker energy. Once again, I think this is something that's a bit more unconscious. Maybe even a lot of people choose to walk away before even pursuing you because you are such a mythical person, and I do get the idea that you're a bit out of reach, and it's almost like this tower moment is something that people anticipate before they even approach you, because they feel like you would turn them down since you have a lot of skills and a lot of love that you have to offer to people. And I also think that you already have quite a lot of strong relationships in your life, so people almost feel like they won't fit in anywhere because your life is full. This is quite interesting. Okay, so the next tarot deck is from the Brit's Third Eye Tarot. You got the Seven of Wands, the Moon, the High Priestess again, and the Fool card. So definitely a very intuitive and psychic person, especially with the Moon here as well. So we have a lot of water energy, Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio, and with the Fool we have Aquarius. Now with the Seven of Wands, this talks about like a victory almost. It's like I get like a dual energy a bit. So it could be that a lot of people try to compete with you, but what people find attractive about you is that somehow you always manage to end up on top, and you know, in this card specifically, they are almost working together. So it's like the people that want to compete with you, you almost level the playing field by as I said, being humble and things like that. It's almost like the only person that you're really competing with is yourself and wanting to better yourself, and people are like amazed by the fact that you aren't swayed by being number one. It's all about being the best version of yourself, and they really love that about you. Now with the Moon, definitely someone that's very emotional. So I think maybe sometimes, like in this picture, you spend a lot of time by yourself, and it could be that people feel they are missing out on your energy when you are like isolating. But I do think you have to do this to almost recuperate of the periods of socializing, because you are quite aware of other people's emotions, especially with this High Priestess as well. And with this High Priestess, we have like the star and this head. So I think you have very bright ideas as well, and you're guided by your intuition, and you can almost channel from the universe. So it could be that often when you talk to people, you would say things that is actually you channeling, and they are so amazed by the things that you say, because it's like the exact thing that they needed to hear at that moment. And that just contributes to this like ethereal energy. And now with the Fool card here, I do think you have quite a youthful energy as well, which is contradictory to this wise and intuitive energy that you have. But it's like you have a way of not being, you're not cynical or something like that. You're still very like excited for life, if I can say it like that. And I do think you almost have a way of causing a rebirth for people. You know, I associate that with the death card as well. Really almost showing people how they can transform into someone completely different. It's interesting. Some of you could be like star seeds or indigo children or something like that. And with the baby, I also get the idea of like purity and innocence. So it's almost like you lack evil. That sounds very strange. I just think that people find your energy to be very, very, very innocent and pure. Almost like clean. I don't know if that makes any sense. I hope it does. Okay, so lastly, from the Everyday Tarot, you guys got the Queen of Swords, the High Priestess again, the Eight of Pentacles again, and you also got the Empress. Okay, so this is Taurus energy. Now this is interesting. So with the Queen of Swords, as I said here with the Eight of Cups, it could be that sometimes you have to put up a boundary because a lot of people want to experience your energy. Now the Queen of Swords could come off as cold sometimes, so maybe you have like a switch moment where sometimes you move into this Queen of Swords energy where you have to protect yourself and your energy. And I think people might be a bit surprised when that happens. Now we have the High Priestess again, so I really get the idea that you're very strongly guided by your intuition and you really make choices based off of that. And that's why you are able to be a master at different things, because you also use your intuition to know where your talents lie and where you should be focusing your attention. So you aren't swayed by different things that will only rob you of your time and effort, and you only put effort into things that will benefit you in the future and that will bring you this Empress energy as well. And we do have this pomegranate on here, which talks about temptation. So linking in with this Two of Cups, I think people are very tempted by you. Once again, I think this is unconscious on your part, and you really have a very significant effect on people in your surroundings, and they definitely want to experience your energy. And with the Empress, it could also talk about people wanting to have a family with you. And we have the Emperor and the Empress, so this is talking about divine counterparts. So I definitely get the idea that there is a lot of people that see you as someone that will be able to provide them with a lot of abundance, and that is very, very spiritual, and that would be like a very spiritually aware partner in their life. So group number 2, that is what I see for you guys. That is what people find attractive about you. You guys have very nice energy. It was very nice to channel you today. So I really hope this resonated with you guys. If it did, you can let me know in the comments down below. And then if you want to support my channel, you can give this video a like and subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Hi everyone in group number 3. So you guys chose the Dolphin Spirit. And today we are asking Spirit, what is it about you that people find attractive? Now the Dolphin is a water card, so you could be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio or Cancer, doesn't have to be. But with the Dolphin I get a very friendly energy. It's very like happy-go-lucky and very playful. You might have a very nice laugh as well, or a nice smile. People find that very attractive about you. And to start, I have 2 other oracle cards, and then we'll jump into tarot to get more information. So I'm just going to put your card here for now. Now your 2 oracle cards was the Alchemist and the card Thriving. So with the Alchemist card, it says with the light attribute, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. And the shadow attribute is misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. Okay, so I definitely get the sense of someone that really makes the best of every situation. I think you have a way of transforming difficulties into something that contributes to your life. So it could be that, for example, you get into a minor car accident, and instead of having a total breakdown, you are calm and collected, and you call the insurance people, you call the police, blah blah blah, all of that, and you make the best of the situation. Or another example would be, say there are two people having some type of fight, and you have a way of lightening the mood, making a few jokes, and then everybody is laughing and they're happy again, and conflict is resolved. So that is like the type of energy that you guys have. And with the alchemist is really about almost like the Midas touch, you know, turning things into gold. So really transforming it from a bad state to a good state, and this thriving energy is what that's all about. So learning to flourish in every type of circumstance. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know the idiom of like to bloom where you are planted. I don't know if that's just in my language, but it's really about being able to be the best you in any type of situation. And I think people find this very attractive about you, because a lot of people like to be in a victim mindset, and they feel like they just want to constantly blame every situation in their life for all of the negative things that happened to them, and maybe their lack of success or something like that. And maybe they also want to blame their bad attitude on scenarios in their life. But you find a way of still embodying a positive mindset, and I think people really admire this about you. Okay, so I prepared 4 different tarot decks, and I got 4 cards from each deck. So to start, we are going to be using the Tarot of Mystical Moments, and you guys got the Ace of Swords, you got the Queen of Wands, the 9 of Wands, and the 4 of Wands. Okay, a lot of wands, so a lot of fiery energy as well. So Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Okay, so let's start here with the Ace of Swords. You know, this talks about clarity, and especially in this card, it's about unlocking something. So if I look at this along with the Alchemist card, it's like you unlock the best scenario in every situation. It's like you have clarity when it comes to which path to take. So it could be that you're very good at decision making. I think people really find this attractive about you. You are someone that really knows how to handle a crisis, and you could have a very sharp mind as well. So calculating the risks, maybe weighing pros and cons, being very strategic as well. And when you have decided on a path to take, that's when you move into this Queen of Wands energy, where you are very feisty and you go for it and you really don't back down. And you know, the Queen of Wands is also like a very it's like a trailblazer. You are very feisty and also very smart and creative. And it's interesting, this woman on here, she has like peacock feathers as part of her dress, so it's a bit of a showy energy. So maybe you like to be in the spotlight. As I mentioned, maybe lightening the mood. So it could be like you have a bit of a like Joker energy, or just like entertaining people. I get very strong Leo actually, and especially this girl has like an afro, so your hair could be prominent. And we do have the sunflower that almost looks like the sun, and the sun card in tarot is also associated with Leo, so definitely that is coming through quite strongly. And you know, Leo is also like it's like a bubbly energy, a very entertainer vibes for me, so that is quite interesting. So you have this very strong balance between the more intellectual and the more fiery side to you. It could even talk about the way that you use your intellect to create humor, so maybe very witty puns and things like that. Now we also have the Four of Wands, which is all about gateways, and it can also talk about like celebrations and like a happy life. So maybe you are very social. I think people really like to socialize with you, maybe go out partying or just celebrate in general. You could be like the center of attention quite a lot, and as I said, like the entertainer, so a bit of a goofy energy as well. And when I think about this thriving card, we have a giraffe here, and it has a very long neck, you know, it stands out. So really being prominent in society, I think people are very aware of you. And you know, with the Four of Wands, we have these two figures that's like dancing here, so maybe you're a good dancer as well. People might find that attractive about you, and that could just be for some of you. Now with the Nine of Wands, this is quite interesting because it can talk about like anxiety or paranoia even, but in this card this isn't really the energy that I'm getting. I think this also links in with this alchemist energy, so you have a way of helping people relieve their anxiety by being some type of entertainer. So it could be that you're quite aware of when people are stressed, and then you find ways of lightening the mood. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, but this girl has like a lot of, it looks like stitches on her body. So you have a way of mending situations as well. It's quite interesting. Now I want to get from the next tarot deck, and this is the normal Rider-Waite. So you guys got the Eight of Swords, you got the Emperor, you got the Five of Swords, and you got the King of Swords. So a lot of air energy here. So this could be Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. So definitely a very smart person. Now, and the Emperor is Aries. So the idea of conflict is coming through quite strongly. I think what people really find attractive about you is that you are willing to stand your ground, but you also have this way of being like a peacemaker. So you could be very irrational when it comes to arguments, and you know, some people find it very attractive when people know how to debate and really make a solid point in an argument. So that could be like the type of energy that you embody. And I'm seeing a lot of masculine figures, so you could have more prominent masculine energy. You don't have to be a male. That's just like the way that you embody your energy. So with this Emperor as well, it's a powerful energy, so you know how to stand your ground. And I find it very interesting linking with this more light-hearted energy. So you know when to be serious and you know when to make a joke. And the Eight of Swords really talks about being self-imprisoned. So I think you have a way of getting yourself out of tricky situations as well. Maybe you're a bit of a smooth talker. Since you are so intellectual as well, you know how to sway people. So if I can use another example, say you were speeding and a cop pulls you over and you have a way of convincing them that you were really not aware of going over the limit or something like that, and giving you a second chance. I'm not saying you should do that, please guys. Don't do that. Don't speed. But that's just like an example. So I do find air signs to be quite charming, especially Gemini and Libra. So I think people find a way that you talk and communicate to be one of the most attractive qualities about you. And once again, the idea of humor and puns and things like that. Maybe you play with words a lot. You Could even make like innuendos. Maybe that is something for that is resonating for some of you guys. So the next deck is the Britt's Third Eye Tarot, and you guys got the Hierophant. You got the Three of Wands. You got the Four of Cups and the Five of Wands. Okay. So interesting, I just noticed we have 3, 4, 5. So this also links in with this alchemist energy for me, being able to have movement and progressing situations into something better. Now, the Hierophant usually talks about institutions and like traditions and stuff like that, even about marriage. So the Four of Wands also can talk about marriage. So it could be that a lot of people would like to be married to you. That's just one scenario. But with this Hierophant, it could be that you're more traditional, especially when I think about the Emperor as well. But it could just be that you are linked to some type of institution, especially if you are very smart. So you could be highly educated and people find this very attractive about you. Or you just have a presence of being very educated. So it could be that you are well read, or once again, just the way that you speak is very eloquent. So people assume that you know a lot of things. And with the Three of Wands, I think you really want to explore life and have a lot of different experiences. And this could also link in with being quite social. Now, being social doesn't have to mean partying. It could just be like talking to different people or going on hikes with people or camping or whatever, traveling with people. So definitely just like gaining a broader perspective on life and having different experiences in general. Now with the Four of Cups, this can talk about missed opportunities. So maybe sometimes you turn people down, but it also could talk about people being scared of you turning them down. And if I think about this in a more positive light, it could be that you, unlike other people, don't want to miss opportunities. So you really have a way of making the best of any situation. And this really links in with this Three of Wands for me as well. So almost like exploring all of your options. I think sometimes you could pass on some opportunities because you first want to explore your options. But this won't resonate for everyone. Now with the Five of Wands, it's interesting that this is almost like the Five of Swords here, so it could be about arguments. So conflict is actually coming through quite strongly for you guys. Now, it could just be that you attract a lot of jealous energy and a lot of people want to fight with you. But I just get the idea that you know how to stand up for yourself and how to fight back when people come your way with negative words or actions or something like that. And you could have a very feisty side to you. It could even be that people find it attractive how you can fight for other people as well. Now, the last deck is the Everyday Tarot, and with this you got the Ace of Cups, you got the Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and the Six of Wands, ending your reading. Okay, so the Ace of Cups is all about beginnings, emotional beginnings. Now it could be that you keep things a bit more surface level. I do get quite a flirty energy in your group, so as I said, I think people find it attractive how charming you are. But this could extend to all types of partnerships in your life. So maybe you just have a very flirty personality in general, and even when you are talking to friends or colleagues, you you always joke around with people. And I do think you have the capacity to be quite emotional with this Ten of Cups, but I think in general you exude a positive energy with everyone. but this 10 of Cups is more for like a small circle of friends, so those that you really share a deep connection with. But now to end your reading, we have the 6 of Wands, which is about victory. So we've come full circle, almostly, starting from this alchemist and thriving energy to the 6 of Wands. So the main thing that people find attractive about you guys is your way of being victorious in any type of situation, whether that is moving through difficult scenarios or mitigating a conflict in your life, or even just freeing yourself from some type of stuck energy and gaining the clarity on how to move through this difficult period in your life. All in all, that is what I see for you guys for pile number 3. I really hope it resonated. If it did, you can let me know in the comments down below. If you want to, you can give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I will see you in the next video soon. Bye. Hi everyone, and welcome to everybody who picked group number 4. So you guys chose a cosmic egg. So immediately this is a very spiritual card. So today we are asking Spirit, what do people find attractive about you? So they definitely sense that you are a very spiritual person. And the egg talks about potential. So I think they see a lot of potential in you. Maybe you have a lot of talents or something like that. And with the snake as well, this talks about transformation. So maybe you have been going through a process of transforming your potential into something tangible. But we'll see what all of your cards say. So I have 2 other oracle cards just to give us an idea of your general essence. And then we'll move into tarot to get more information. Okay, so to start, you guys got the card King. And you also had the card Inner Peace. And I immediately thought of like yin and yang when I saw this card came out for you guys. So definitely a very good balance between your masculine and feminine energies. And with this King card, the light attributes says enlightened, benevolent leadership benefiting those in your charge. And the shadow attributes are excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. So you guys are definitely some type of leader figure in society, and I think a lot of people look up to you and a lot of people admire you for that, and I find that very attractive. So it's interesting to me, the combination of Inner Peace and the King archetype. So I think you are very like stable in yourself, and you've like sorted yourself out, and now you can lead others, and people find that very attractive. Like I said, transforming your potential into something tangible. So you see this King is also like holding something, almost like this snake is coiled around this egg. So you have built up like a nest egg for yourself, and you are protecting that. It's almost like your own little kingdom, if I can say it like that. Now with the Inner Peace card, I do get like divine counterpart energy with this actually. So it's almost like relationships. I think people would really like to be in a relationship with you. I think they feel like they would find inner peace with you as well. It's like you will almost awaken the divine within them. I also think of like Kundalini rising with this cosmic egg card. So it's like you would cause an awakening within them to find their true selves and to find inner peace and enlightenment. So that's quite interesting energy for you guys to have. You're definitely a very powerful person. And when I think about a king, I also think of someone that is like standing in the front of a crowd addressing them all. So with the snake as well, it's like these eyes on you. So you definitely have a way of looking at people and seeing them, and I think you have like a regal presence as well. So that's quite interesting. Now we're going to jump into tarot now. So I'm going to start with the tarot of mystical moments. So you guys got the Two of Swords. You got the Page of Pentacles, the Magician, and you got the Moon. So this is very interesting. We have water energy here, Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio. And I really get a strong spiritual vibe with you guys. I think think it was in pile 2 where we also had like very strong intuition, but you're definitely very powerful manifestors. I think people almost see you as like this magician, someone who can create magic in their life. It's like you really have a way of manifesting all your dreams into existence. And you know, with this Page of Pentacles, this girl has this what's it called, like a watering can to grow all of these flowers. So you really have a way of maybe watering your ideas or your potential, as I said, and having that grow into something that is very abundant. And you know, the magician is really all about all the aspects in the tarot, so the swords, the pentacles, the cups, everything, the wands. So it's like you have the ability to have abundance in every facet of your life. And I think people find this very attractive about you. And interesting, with this magician we have like crops in the background. So again, that idea of growing something is coming through quite strongly. And it's like an empire. I get that idea very strongly with the King archetype as well. So you really have built a lot of wealth maybe for yourself. And now with the Two of Swords, this can talk about indecision, but I think in your case, I think you have a way of helping people out of periods of indecision. So you might be a leader in that regard as well. So maybe helping others to manifest their dreams into existence. Now with the Moon card, you definitely have a strong sense of intuition as well. So as I mentioned at the beginning, this is like a spiritual card, the cosmic egg. So I do think you have a strong connection to the divine, and you might rely a lot on your unconscious mind. So maybe during sleep you find a lot of answers in your dreams. You know, I use a lot of Bible references in my reading because I have like a Christian background, but you know, in the Bible the kings often had advisors who were like prophets and people that dreamed and prophesied about the future. So some of you might have dreams that predict the future as well, or maybe just answers come to you during sleep, and even answers to other people's problems, and then you can give them guidance based off what your intuition has been telling you or your unconscious mind has been telling you. So that's very interesting. You might be like a tarot reader as well, something like that, or anyone who channels information from the universe. So from the Rider-Waite, you guys got the Star, so this is Aquarius. You got the Ace of Wands, you got the Nine of Wands, and you got the Devil, so Capricorn. Now I do think you might have to be a bit aware of people in your environment. I think there might be a lot of people that might want to bring you down. And I think what people find attractive about you is that you have a way of standing in your power even when these people come your way. You might be a bit on edge sometimes, but you're always like very aware of your surroundings and aware of danger. And with the Star card, this is like, it's a very unique energy. So once again, this spiritual energy, you're quite one of a kind, but you are definitely like a wish for a lot of people as well. And the Star actually links in with the Magician for me. So talking about like manifestation and hope, it's like you have an everlasting hope. Even though you have to be aware of some people in your circumstances that want to bring you down, you still have hope for a very bright future. And I think this is also due to this inner peace. So people find that very uplifting, that you have such a positive outlook on the future. And I think it's because you know that you are like a powerful manifestor, and that you can really bring any type of positive experience into your life that you want to. Now, with the Devil card, I do think there could be a few people that's a bit obsessed with you, so maybe they really want to figure you out and know how you organize your life, or like maybe how you do your job, depending on your career. If this is like actual leadership, maybe you're like a CEO, they would like to know what your schedule is like and how you manage the people that are working beneath you. But with the Ace of Wands here, it's also about creativity and starting things. So you really use all of your potential in everything that you do. I think people really admire this about you, the way that you can put a lot of creative energy into all of your pursuits, and you really go after what you want, even if you might be scared sometimes. Sometimes like a king has to feign confidence. They have to present this very almost like a benevolent figure. So like in periods of adversity, you still stand tall and you still go after all of your wishes and your dreams and things like that. And maybe sometimes you are also in this Two of Swords energy, where you have to take some periods of reflection to decide on what choice to make. But I think what people find attractive about you is that you take everything into consideration and you don't just rush into things. So once you do make a choice, it's something that has everyone's best interest at heart. Okay, so now from the Britt's Third Eye Tarot, you guys got the Strength card, so this is Leo energy. You got the Four of Wands, you got the Wheel of Fortune, and again, like the fishes here, the yin and yang, and you got the Three of Swords. Interesting. So the Three of Swords is giving me heartbreaker energy, especially with this Four of Wands here, which can talk about celebrations like weddings. So maybe you aren't as open to relationships, and I think you, as I said, people might be obsessed with you, so maybe people might actually find this attractive about you, that you aren't willing to share your energy with everyone. Now, with the Strength card, this really links in with the King for me, so really standing in your power and paving the way for others as well. So I think you have a very good way of masking some of your anxiety and really embodying this Strength energy, where you almost spark confidence in others as well to follow their path and to embrace this Ace of Wands energy, where you go after your projects and your creative endeavors. And Leo is also like a creative energy as well. So, and when I talk about creative energy, this isn't just about like the arts, it's also about other dreams, like being an entrepreneur or starting a health food brand or anything like that. So it's not just about like drawing and painting and singing or whatever. Even though the Four of Wands is also like creative energy. And with this Four of Wands, we have also like a magical energy, with the colors mixing here. So definitely a very powerful manifester. But what I also get with this is like teamwork. So like this King, you can't be a good leader if you aren't willing to work with people. So you might even have a way of bringing people together to work together to manifest things into existence. So for example, if you work at a company, you have a way of helping the employees be on the same page and really put in their best efforts so that you can all enjoy the abundance that you create together. Now with the Wheel of Fortune, people definitely find you to be someone that has a lot to offer. We have this hand here with this yin-yang sign, so I think you offer people balance as well, and a balanced perspective on life. And since we have yin and yang here, it's like you can almost offer them everything. And the Wheel of Fortune also talks about changes, and it's like a destiny. So I think people almost see that you would have a very big influence on their own destiny if they were to spend a lot of time with you. And it's interesting, we have like this almost like a barren tree and then this fruit tree on this side, so it's almost like you would change people's lives from this barren energy into this very abundant energy. And now, as I said here with the Three of Swords, you could be like a heartbreaker. Doesn't have to be. I think it's just that a lot of people want to be in your presence, but you don't have time or energy or space for everyone. So maybe you have to only let a few people get close to you. Now, lastly, with the Everyday Tarot, you guys got the Lovers card. This is Gemini energy. You have the Hanged Man, Pisces. You have Five of Wands and Justice, Libra. Okay, so a very balanced person. This is interesting. It's coming through quite strongly here. And I think you're very fair as well. So in your objectives or in arguments, like with this Five of Wands, which can talk about arguments, you really have a way of looking at things from every perspective and taking everyone's views and opinions into consideration. And with the Hanged Man, it also talks about perspective. So you could have a way of looking at the bigger picture, but also taking in the details. So really, when I think about it, it's like a puzzle. You have a way of putting the pieces together and almost like seeing the picture in your mind's eye without having all of the pieces in front of you. And I think that's where your intuition comes in as well. So I think sometimes the universe guides you through your intuition on how to make choices and how to be able to take everyone's views into account. And with the Lovers, it also talks about decision making. So this is interesting, especially in your reading. The idea of making objective choices is coming through quite strongly, and I think people find this very attractive about you because you're not like close-minded. You're very fair and balanced. I get like a judge energy almost. You could be like a mediator as well. That's also coming through. And you know, if the Hanged Man, it's about, sometimes it can talk about being stuck, but it's more about like looking at things differently. So you have a very unique view of the world, and I think this also talks about having a perspective on people's potential. So with this King and the idea of leadership, you have a way of seeing everything that people have to offer and then guiding them towards their best selves. So people find this very attractive about you, the way that you can be a guide for them to really enhance their life. And I think the reason why you guys can do this is because you've already done it in your own life by being this magician and transforming your whole life into the way that you want it, and reaching this inner peace. Because often people don't want to help others because they feel like they are lacking themselves, so they feel like their life is lacking something. But for you guys, I think people see you as having a lot of confidence in yourself, and therefore you can also extend your help to others and guide others to also reach this energy of confidence and this regal essence that you guys have. You know, people usually project their insecurities. So I think what people find very attractive about you is that you have already worked through your insecurities, and now you have the ability to help others to do the same, especially with this Devil, which can talk about like negative tendencies. So you really want to help others level up. So I get like spiritual guru vibes as well. But yeah, group number 4, that is what I see for you guys. That is what people find attractive about you. I really hope this resonated. If it did, you can let me know in the comments down below. If you want to support me, you can give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video soon. Bye!